Bruce Lee, born Lee Junfon on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California, during his parents' tour, grew into a global icon of martial arts, philosophy, and film. His life was a relentless pursuit of self-mastery, blending physical prowess with intellectual depth that shattered stereotypes, revolutionized action cinema, and inspired millions worldwide. From Hong Kong's streets to Hollywood's bright lights, Lee's legacy endures as a symbol of discipline, innovation, and cultural bridge-building. Raised in Hong Kong, Bruce Lee was immersed in the city's vibrant cultural mix of East and West. His father, Lee Chun, was a Cantonese opera star, which gave young Bruce early exposure to performance. He began acting as a child, appearing in over 20 films before adulthood, roles that honed his screen presence, but offered little creative control. At school, he was a restless student, often in trouble, yet athletically gifted. In his teens, he joined a street gang, prompting his parents to enroll him in martial arts training for discipline. He started with Wing Chun under Grandmaster Yip Man, learning precision, economy of movement, and closer-range combat techniques that would later shape his style. By his late teens, Lee had mastered Wing Chun and developed a reputation as a skilled fighter. He also excelled in dance, winning the 1958 Hong Kong Cha-Cha Championship, an achievement that sharpened his rhythm, coordination, and body awareness. These dual passions, martial arts and performance, began to merge. Yet Hong Kong offered limited opportunities for a Chinese actor. In 1959, at age 18, Lee moved to Seattle to live with family friends, attend high school, and escape potential gang ties. He worked as a waiter while studying philosophy at the University of Washington, where his intellectual curiosity deepened. He began teaching martial arts privately, refining his ideas about combat efficiency. In 1964, Lee relocated to Oakland, California, and opened his first martial arts school. There, he challenged traditional martial arts dogma, arguing that rigid styles limited effectiveness. He developed Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist, a philosophy emphasizing adaptability, speed, and directness. Jeet Kune Do wasn't a fixed system but a process of self-discovery. Absorb what is useful, discard what is not became its core principle. Lee's demonstrations drew attention, including a legendary 1960 sparring match with Yip Man that cemented his reputation. Among martial artists, he moved to Los Angeles, opened a second school, and trained celebrities like Steve McQueen and James Coburn, expanding his network. Lee's Hollywood journey began with TV roles. He played Kato in the Green Hornet 1966-1967, showcasing his skills to American audiences. Though the show was short-lived, it made him a cult figure. Frustrated by limited Asian roles in the U.S., he returned to Hong Kong in 1971 with a vision to create action films that elevated martial arts beyond stereotypes. Partnering with Golden Harvest Studios, he starred in The Big Boss 1971, a low-budget film that became a sensation. His intensity, speed, and screen charisma transcended language. The film grossed over 3.5 million Hong Kong dollars, a record in Asia. The success of The Big Boss launched a meteoric film career. Fist of Fury 1972 solidified his star power, portraying a patriotic fighter defending Chinese honor against Japanese oppressors, a narrative that resonated deeply in post-colonial Hong Kong. But it was Enter the Dragon 1973, his first Hollywood production, that made him a global icon. Released weeks after his death, the film combined martial arts spectacle with a compelling story, introducing Lee's philosophy to millions. His fight scenes against opponents like Bob Orr and the iconic mirror room sequence set new standards for action choreography. The film grossed over $90 million worldwide and became a blueprint for future martial arts and superhero films. Beyond physical skill, Lee was a thinker. He studied philosophy, psychology, and anatomy, applying scientific principles to training. He pioneered high-intensity interval training, weighted calisthenics, and nutrition tracking decades before they became mainstream. His workouts, including one-inch punches, two-finger push-ups, and nunchaku mastery, demonstrated superhuman control. He wrote extensively about martial arts as a metaphor for life, emphasizing self-expression over imitation. His notebooks, later published as Tao of Jeet Kune Do, revealed a mind as disciplined as his body, Lee's personal life balanced ambition with family. In 1964, he married Linda Emery, a former student, and they had 2 children, Brandon and Shannon. He was a devoted father who integrated family into his work, often training with his son on set. Yet his drive was relentless. He trained daily, filmed intensely, and planned new projects, including Game of Death, which he began directing before his death. Tragically, Bruce Lee died on July 20, 1973, at age 32, in Hong Kong. The official cause was cerebral edema, though speculation and myths have persisted. His death shocked the world. Thousands attended his funeral in Hong Kong. And Enter the Dragon's release later that year turned him into a posthumous legend. Game of Death was completed using stand-ins and archival footage. But its concept, Lee ascending a pagoda, fighting through color red belt levels, became iconic. Bruce Lee's impact transcends martial arts and cinema. He broke racial barriers, proving an Asian star could headline global blockbusters. His fusion of physicality and intellect inspired generations of actors, athletes, and philosophers, from Jackie Chan and Jet Li to Dwayne Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who appeared in Game of Death. His principles of adaptability and self-reliance resonate in business, sports, and personal development. Social media continues to share his workouts and quotes, keeping his message alive. Today, Bruce Lee remains a cultural touchstone. Statues honor him in Hong Kong and Los Angeles museums preserve his legacy. And his image appears on merchandise, video games, and documentaries. The 2013 biopic The Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and 2019's Birth of the Dragon reflect ongoing fascination. Yet his greatest lesson lies beyond fame. In the pursuit of mastery, the courage to innovate, and the belief that limits exist only in the mind. Bruce Lee didn't just change how we see martial arts, he changed how we see ourselves.